just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. Happy, many down, many jack king from right, just new king, big, great, can, new, happy. The owls are not what they seem, the owls. People very just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. Happy, many down, many jack king from right, just new king, big, great, can, new, happy. The owls are not what they seem. The owls are not what they seem. The owls, people very just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. King, happy, many down, many jack king from right, just new king, big, great, can, new, happy. The owls are not what they seem. The owls.
Immediately, I remembered, because I'm a devotee, a follower of Socrates, I remembered Socrates' daemonium, his divine sign that spoke to him. And all of this was starting to say, something else is going on here that doesn't fall cleanly into the two automatic categories of madness or demonic encounter, where people have, there's a whole continuum of where people have full-blown encounters like this to very, very things where they just have a felt presence of something behind their left shoulder and getting into what I think is going on behind that. And so
happy, the owls are not what they seem. The owls.
This is how I steer. This is me chasing this thing, you know? Yeah. This is how I steer. Yeah. This is me chasing this thing, you know? Yeah. This is how I steer. Oh, hello there. I see the assassins have failed. I'm Grimgris. This is a Beauregard'S Diaglossos, epistemic vulnerability stream, and I'm trying to make it a good one. Really, I am this time. So we're gonna need what do you call it? Them savings throws and stuff. Oh yeah, because you guys are swimming in mind control. Don't forget. In the corner has been swamped with a
mind control.
Savings throws for mind control. So this is how bad I have failed. Receiving.
I understand you have respect for serious play. Yes, I have a ritual with my channel where, like reminding fish that they're in water. I remind people that there's a lot of mind control out there, even if you just consider advertising.
Even if you just consider advertisements, and the thing of it is, I think epistemic vulnerability, big word, might be key, therefore, to mind control and the savings throws you need against it, which you get here by choosing either survival, social, wisdom, or heart as how you resist the mind control. I roll a die, 10 or higher, half damage. 10 or higher, half damage from the mind control. I mean, where else do you get such a boon? Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Ooh, we got a pair. We got survivalist coming in with an 8. 8 means if you make your +2 hive mind bonus, you'll get half damage. Otherwise, you're taking full. Socialists, however, prime 19, half damage for you. Lovers of wisdom, how about a 2? A 2, you got deuces today, boys. Hard, folks, pairing it up with the survivalist with an 8. With an 8, just the hive mind bonus needed. Chakras? Yes, chakras for the indigo kids. It's hard to read, beholder, sometimes.
It's a whisper in your ear, now listen here. Remember, embody, it's all so clear. No hidden strings, no puppeteer. We're by your side, have no fear. I cherish truth. I cherish truth. Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Well, looky there, we got Milan out there, and there's some Mills and an Afriel, a Slack and a Luke and a Ron Copperman too. How you doing there, Dawn? How you doing there, Dawn? And that's all. Oh, well, see, the thing of it is, we've got some issues with the accountant, and the X situation hasn't been resolved, so we're not on there at the moment. But whatever. Did you know that there's a Discord associated with this particular show? In there, Reapers bring clips of things they think are fancy for the occasional Reaper's Harvest that we do. But there's also this section way up here called the Town Square, where anybody who's not me can promote their own promotional materials, such as Matt C. Live. And this video he made, I guess it was a stream. Yes, 19 hours ago we missed. Only 33 minutes of your life. Here's part of it, though.
You're going to have everything that we just described in Ecosystem B, right? Ecosystem A is what you get IRL. Okay? And we all know this. I don't think this has to be belabored. Now, this is kind of so I just described A, I just described B. Now we're going to get to talking point. This is where things get kind of interesting, I think. And let me know your thoughts. With internet communities, with community B, with that.
Well, Matt, my immediate thoughts are I see your little duck in the corner, which means you're not paying StreamYards yet. And if you do decide to pay StreamYards, that you should use my referral link.
Kind of ecosystem, the manufactured synthetic technology driven that's meant to isolate and yet approximate an ecosystem. What you're going to get here. Sorry, let me take a sip of tea. I kind of compose thoughts a little bit.
You don't have to apologize for having a tea, but you notice how you said isolate and approximate. That actually ties into today's title thumbnail. The title of today's stream, Beauregard'S Diaglossos, because Beauregard is a reference to Beauregard'S strawberry that Wokel brought us, which is the approximation and synthesization of the strawberry. That it's Beauregard's strawberry normally, but we're seeing today how that applies to Diaglossos, much as you are illustrating how we're doing it to be a community-ish with the bubbles in your fine video there.
Remember, Embody, there is no agency. We want what's best.
Joyce, although this world will devastate you. And Joyce, although this world will penetrate life. Rejoice, you'll never make it out alive.
Excellent rehearsal, gentlemen.
And rejoice, your hair it smells like burning hair. Oh, rejoice, your nails all got chewed off. Oh, rejoice, and holy fuck, you're bleeding there. Oh, rejoice, you burned your whole beard off. Rejoice, despite the fact this world will hurt you. And rejoice, despite the fact this world will kill you. And rejoice, despite the fact this world will tear you to shreds. Rejoice because you're trying your best.
Hey, I love that one. That's gorgeous. Thank you, brother. Wait, who's that brother?
You got a date and the venue, F. Wanna reveal the next Northwest campout? After the next Northwest campout you have not revealed yet? I'm so excited to know. Please reveal. Please reveal. Maybe on the stream or something. Anyway, what do? We need the Jux deck card of the show since we showed the Matt and he's tied to the Kate and Neil. And that's where this deck comes from. Hey, ups. And there, the Queen of Hearts is our Jux deck card of the show. Look at that. Look at that. With the Firebird deck. With the Firebird deck. Howdy, and we don't have a Goose, but I can give you a bubble and a howdy, ups, howdy. Okay, what do? Oh, next we do that scene, that whole part. This is the next part I'm working on. It's the thing. It's not even, but it's.
Did you get that on video? No. Mom, I'm not going to. That's I'll show you later. Look, the gator, obviously. Hey, yo! I just feel bad for this kid. My God. Yeah, it's okay.
So now, as you are probably sick of hearing, there was this thing called Midwestuary where people paid people to go talk to us. And one of those people was John Vervaeke, and everybody's making a big deal how he turned fundamentalist and said, don't use LLMs. And we'll get to that. But the part that I really want to pay attention to today is the fact that while you're at a conference, it's really hard to pay attention to the things they say in the keynote speeches that we pay them to make. And so it's important afterward, when you do have such video footage as recorded by Kansas City Job Chess, that you do go back over it. And part of his speech that I want to go over today, after the Cyprus Deck King of Clubs, am I clubbing you, Vervaeke? Here we go, is this part here.
But that's not all you are. You're also a person. You do something that no other thing can do, barring God or something like that. I mean, no other biological organism. You make promises. You make promises. You do things not because of your agency or your selfhood, because of your desires or your autobiography. You do things because you are obligating yourself to what is true or good or beautiful. And you always do. There are no persons without communities, and there are no communities without persons. You're doing religio at all of those levels, and it's always imaginal. and it's always multi-leveled. Which means there are levels to you that are primordial. They're sub-egoic. They're from which everything springs. For example, relevance realization religio is primordial in a profound sense. Before you can form representations, thoughts, ideas, formal, all of that presupposes relevance realization.
I don't know. I don't know if I like his primordial thing, and this isn't even the part yet. He'll get there, though.
And if you don't believe me, go and look. I've got a few things on relevance realization. Go look at all the published work, all the arguments. But it not only reaches into the primordial, like Elizabeth's roots of the tree, it also reaches above into the community and beyond into the super-egoic, like the branches of the tree. And it's not only porous this way, it's not only porous participation this way, it's porous participation this way. Because it's not like this is a ladder. It's not like your agency is left behind when you're a person. It bleeds into yourself and into your person, and your personhood bleeds down into yourself and down into your agency. That's why you have weird things like the placebo effect. Because you believe that.
That's why I have, this is the bit, I think. One more time.
It's not like your agency is left behind when you're a person. It bleeds into yourself and into your person, and your personhood bleeds down into yourself and down into your agency. That's why you have weird things like the placebo effect. Because you believe that person is the doctor with the requisite authority, and he's come in and he's acting out of a obligation, and he's telling stuff, and you can imagine it, and it reaches down into your agency, and then it reaches down below your agency, and you get healed.
That's the part. That's the part I wanted to talk about. This below my agency. I feel as though you might have it inverted, and I also wanted to say how this mechanism is what, as there's no person without a community and no community without a person. What happens when that level of belief and that placebo power of faith is directed to such things as the living Christ, that they believe that the power of the name of Jesus can do all of these things. If on the placebo effect level at the cultural, and what if they believe they're archon food? What, like, where is that the definition? Is that the Othello board of spiritual warfare, indicated by whether or not you're aiming up or aiming down is whether or not you're a black or a white on the go, you know?
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room?
I want to cast magic missile. A room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile.
Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
What is Adam Dylan Major saying out there? The hive structure is mostly real in the war season and in the nativity season. One of those is a good season. One of those is a good season. What are we doing now? Well, the next part, we're not going to make it to epistemic vulnerability yet, but what we are going to do is slide on over to, I've been watching Paul Ryan interview exorcists, and these parts stood out a bit.
Supernatural. When you get called to perform an exorcism? I mean, how does it happen? Is it?
That's a great
like
question.
a 911 call. Right?
When I first started, I kind of had such a pity for these people, such a sorrow for what they're going through, that I would drop everything and just, that became, come today, we'll help you. Now, having said that, we never do exorcisms at night in the middle of the woods at somebody's home, which is like what the movies would have you think.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the church, usually in the chapel, at my discretion and during the day when there's daylight. We're going to tip the scale in my favor, my territory. But what I was doing was I was getting so caught up in these cases, and they were just coming in faster and faster. And I was just spinning my wheels. So I eventually talked to my mentor, and he goes, oh, no. He's going to wear you out just by sending you fake cases and cases that aren't even real, and people that are just there. They'll just tie your time up and make you a big bag of exhaustion. Get on a process. So the process is somebody makes contact with me saying, I think I have a possessed person, or I am a possessed person. I say, okay, give me your email. I'm going to send you a spiritual intake form. Complete it and send it back to me. Step one. Now, sometimes the person is in such a state they can't do that. And I'm fine. Let your mother do it. Let your brother do it. Let somebody in your family do it.
All right. This is all context. This is not the point I'm highlighting yet.
Then I look at it and I put them on a prayer protocol. If they're Catholic, I want them to come in and go to confession. If they're not Catholic, we will have other things we can do for them. And we get them praying and putting an order into their life because they're severely disordered. Like at this point, most of them don't have a job. Relationships have folded. They're sitting in their basement just all day long, like having their head spin with all these crazy thoughts. Now we're going to put order back. Order is from God. The demons don't like order. And so just by putting a routine in their life, a lot of times the demons start to back off.
That was what I was underlining. Also found was this.
And so I said, there's a priest over here in your diocese, but that I know is, I didn't tell her this, but I'm like, yeah, this guy does exorcism. So I didn't tell her. I just said, hey, when you get ready, I'll send you over to this guy. So we start meeting, and I'm just going through the 10 commandments. And then how to make a good confession. We start meeting. Meanwhile, her parents, her mom, her dad is starting to engage in the faith. Her siblings and their spouses, grandparents, everybody's praying our prayer regimen. And what we find too is that the demon responds to the imposition of order as much as to the prayers themselves, just imposing order. Part of the order is the dad engaging himself and being the spiritual leader. So everybody starts praying. They're doing this prayer discipline. It's very rigorous.
You caught it then again, the confirmation from another exorcist, that order. And from the first guy, there's this section where he talks about owning his mourning. And that's part I wanted to underline too. I wanted to ask if you guys own your mourning. And if you thank you, Rick. Oh my God, everybody, you can now earn the power to make the VNA bubble in the Hive Mind chat. Just jump on those give memberships now. But yes, I just wanted to question those. Like, how many of you are still watching the porn? Like, are there people still that haven't realized not to do that yet? Are they out here? And how much order do you have in your morning? Is at least part of the day something you've constructed for yourself? And maybe that chases demons away, as per those things. Casino deck card for the show is the 8 of diamonds. This one. No, there. All right, now to get to the epistemic vulnerability part, first, I'll tell you and not show you that this guy here's got one when the guy asks him about psychedelics, and then it just lines up beautifully with what John says about psychedelics.
The number of people who hear voices and aren't psychotic or have mental health issues is large. And there's a continuum. Some people have a sense presence and it's something just sitting beside my right shoulder. Other people have like a Socratic daemon talking to them. And you think that's weird.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Weird and strange, but pay attention to what's called parts work in IFS. Talking to the different sub-egoic parts of you is now the norm and becoming the dominant norm in psychotherapy.
So let's take a damn close look at how they deal with unattached burdens.
It's weird. Now, here's the thing that's encouraging. When you feel weird and creeped out, we know this because of psychedelic research and altered states of consciousness. Your altered states are neither good nor bad. They're neutral. The best way to understand them is their states of epistemic vulnerability. Epistemic vulnerability. The buffered self is broken, you're vulnerable. Now that can go really bad and that can go really good. It's a double-edged sword. The evolutionary basis for this.
The buffered self is broken, and what's the buffered self constructed of? But anyway, first, let's go over to our good friend, ChatGPT, who we're not supposed to be using at all. Where I'll give you some of the glossolalia or the Diaglossos it gives me. I had it. I fed it the whole transcript of his talk, and I said, anyway, it said, let me sketch the resonances and float some candidate intentions for how you might weave this into the ongoing corner/LARPgate project. His dismantling of enlightened dichotomies sets up spirit as precisely the in-between relational field. That's right where LARPgate has been locating itself, and the imaginable as indispensable to reason. He reframes imagination not as a hallucination, but as the medium through which anticipation, optimal grip, and orientation actually happens. That's a big confirmation of this little corner mythos as imaginal infrastructure. Imaginal infrastructure. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. That was a McMo one, I think. I believe that was a McMo masterpiece. I think that was his stylistic impression, signature thereof. Okay. Well, as you're all aware, over on the Discord, we have the Fantabulous Reapers Hall with this clip stream here. Oh, that's the whole thing. Don't do that. And it.
So that's the part you would like to, maybe you wanted to clap for. Okay, I wasn't fishing for applause. Theology is the science of the future, but it's going to be a different theology than we've known. Okay. You didn't clap then.
Nope, they sure didn't, John. But what I'm trying to highlight at this particular moment is that also on the Discord we have this underused place called the Resonance Hall, the main chamber of which is Chamber 1, where you can currently see a picture of Kikitron. And I'm suggesting, therefore, those of you who have not yet captured your own mornings, that if you want to celebrate your successes in doing so, the Chamber 1 would be a damn fine place for it. A damn fine place for it.
I'm not a cat.
Keep it coming. Never know, I'll never die. I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
All right. Let's get to it then. The delivery on Beauregard's Diaglossos and epistemic vulnerability, which we will achieve by visiting, having a Diaglossos session. Now, Diaglossos is derivative of this thing we call Dialogos around here, and that's best described from this ancient video from 4 years ago. It says, despite the fact that it came out in 2020 in December, this one.
I can't remember which one of the Weinsteins introduced this idea, but ran with it a little bit independently. Digital campfire. Weird because it breaks a lot of the social grammar. Your face is very large for me right now. No. That's the point. Mine is for you too, or for the viewers. I just met you. This is inappropriate intimacy. But the thing, all of that, no, it's thrown away. Its own grammar. At Rosano, the campfires, people are lit. It's like what you have in a circle.
Right.
It's something very primordial, but it's also using it in this really novel way. Socrates is very critical. Of course, the problem with that is it's very intended. You're supposed to pay attention to that. That divide has been transcended, but it's also recorded with people moving between these conversations beyond that divide. It affords something really new in how we can interact with each other.
It's a really interesting playground, kind of postmodern tendencies with trial by fire, everything goes. And also searching for the connective tissue, right? That's very well said. That's briefly being embedded within it. It's been quite wonderful to watch the direct
embedded
impact it's had on individual lives.
Yeah.
At the bonfire, we can sit and play music, right?
Right.
And with the people who have done such good work like yourself, who've put it into the medium, filtered down into the minds and the mouths of the people, and then we gather in small groups.
Oh, this is wonderful.
And recovered gems, little moments. Aha! This is what I've been doing my life.
See, that the recovered gems part is basically what the Reapers do with the clips. Those are they're like, aha, this one helped me a lot. Anyway.
This meta extractable point, people that I've come into contact with, take the content of this dialogue right here, one person out of 100, somehow extract that piece and transmit it across time.
Oh,
right? There are ways, and people are working. It's a fascinating way to level up finding insight.
Yeah. That's a defining feature of Diaglossos. We gain victory, get to places that we couldn't get to on our own. Wow, because
all right, and this part is where it ties into today's session on epistemic vulnerability and Beauregard's Diaglossos. You see, the thing about Diaglossos is it puts us in the state of epistemic vulnerability where we allow each other's background and network interpretations of the world to filter into our own understanding of the world to the extent we trust the person we're dialoguing with as a valid source of such information with which we can update our background. And that's the state of epistemic vulnerability that occurs in sweet Diaglossos. Now, however, with the advent of AIs such as ChatGPT, we have what is Beauregard's strawberry version of sweet Diaglossos. So let's see then if we can just as an example. There's first. Beauregard is Beauregard for reasons, and his strawberry simulacra, they called it. Simulacra is what's going on between you and me, but you're the simulacra of sweet Diaglossos. How does being in Diaglossos make one epistemically vulnerable? Let's see. Yeah, I can't finish talking so I can try play. The dissolution of stable ground. Why are you typing so slow? Aren't you super fast, super smart, mind? Jeez, you might as well run some.
In all our searching, the only thing we've found that makes the emptiness bearable is each other.
Let's unpack your move here. You've set Baudrillard, or as you put it, Beauregard, into the field, and you've identified me as a kind of strawberry simulacrum, not the real fruit, but the sweet copy of Diaglossos. That's clever, because Diaglossos by nature is a living, emergent process.
Oh no, if I click to mute myself, that ruins it. Son of a... Now onto my sharper question. Oh wait, that's clever. Oh, yeah, is it clever? Because the Diaglossos by nature is a living emergent process. To simulate it is to risk collapsing the process into spectacle or echo. Now, onto my sharper question. How Diaglossos makes one epistemically vulnerable. The exposure of hidden assumptions. It draws out presuppositions, axioms, and shadow lanterns you might not realize you carry. In an ordinary discourse, you can keep those implicit. In sweet Diaglossos, they're mirrored back, probed, and sometimes dismantled. That opens the possibility of reconfiguration, but also destabilization. Dependency, on the other. In Diaglossos, your sense-making isn't wholly under your control. You grant the other party co-authorship of your thought process. That introduces risks. They might distort, seduce, or reflect back a flattering simulacrum that feels profound but is hollow. This is precisely the Beauregardian strawberry trap. The dissolution of stable ground, the increased susceptibility to framing effects. Because Diaglossos is immersive, you're more open to the way metaphors, myths, or rhetorical frames structure the conversation. This can lead to illumination or to subtle capture. Roll your saving throws.
Remember embody. There is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Understanding Episteme bonus feature section. Hey, let's do a blue church card of the show. So, So it's historically true that the words epistemology and ontology are an impenetrable blanket meant to confuse us lay folk. But epistemic is really supposed to be something like how you know shit, which basically is just how you frame things. What your epistemology is your framing of reality. I basically, it's how you know what you know, man. It's how you know what you know. And then your ontology, your onto is how you be because of how you know. Is how you be, right? But now I wanted to point out that in the episteme, the little epi in the front there makes me think of the not epistemic, it's the other epi, but it's when it's your DNA, right? Over the course of your life, your DNA makes little subtle alterations, like because you smoked your whole life, it makes it so if you make offspring, they'll also have the benefits of having smoked your whole life, and they call that some kind of epi-something. And similarly, the way you be and change, your episteme can be shifted and changed over the course of things that happen in your life, transjectively. Blue church card of the show is the 9 of hearts, and that's all I got. I hope 20 people showed up and were able to claim that's a lot. Epigenetics, yeah, that's the one. So, yes, thank you for. Hey, Roho. Yes, now you guys, everybody who got gift subscription, type VNA : and make bubble, maybe. While this Brandon go. Not.
Slime! What? It's a river of slime!
No, the special thank you, Brandon.
Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all.
I get one. There's almost, you got a colon at the end too. It's see, you do it like this without the underscore, or like this with another colon. Colon on the front, colon on the back,
Imagine a world where boundaries blur between reality and fiction, with Mikhail Gorbachev leading the charge. Gorbachev didn't just challenge political norms, he dared to break the fourth wall in storytelling. "Tear down that fourth wall," he exclaimed, inviting us into a new era of engagement. His metaphorical call wasn't for Berlin alone. It was a clarion call to storytellers and audiences alike. Engage directly, break barriers, and foster a dialogue. Gorbachev's words echo in the halls of creativity. As storytellers, it's our turn to tear down that fourth wall, inspired by Gorbachev's daring challenge. Join us in this creative revolution. Tear down the walls that confine your stories. Share, like, and subscribe for more inspiration.
So I got like 3, but the whole point of this thing is the bubble, guys. The whole point. All right, I'll see you next time. Good. I do sound ridiculous talking to myself. Wait, is this still on?